Your favorite couples here so easily accessible. Grab your headphones, hit play, turn up the decibel. Master of the pod like a young Skywalker. Shout out to homie Yoda, cause great are we talkers. The crew is firm, so it's love to AZ. You signed the Tempe. Score your competition simply. Sure to get you high like some true West Coasters. Look at the flick of the wrist. One guardian Leviosa. LA is always sunny. Comic-Con with honeys. Pokemon and Dunny. Sneaker hype, be sticking money. And Rachel rolls her eyes and see Lee made it funny. Time flies and now my flux capacitor is running. You not rocking with us, you like a muggle wizard, see. Just stupefy yourself with the wave of wizardry. Like Mario standing still and the left's a moving screen. A world full of nerds, but only two nerdly. Don't show you ever heard, just see. It will be a drum like an infectious beat. We complete they like when the short and long hair meet. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdly. Don't show you ever heard, just see. It will be a drum like an infectious beat. We complete they like when the short and long hair meet. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdly.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Nerdlies. I am Chris.
I am Rachel.
Hi everybody, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. I like how I answer for you before you can to even think about it. Because sometimes when you think about it, it's like, what am I doing? I don't want you to think about that stuff.
Am I doing good? I don't know.
I was telling Rachel just a little bit ago, there's a meme that was like, oh, has anyone had an acceptable answer for how are you? Because I haven't figured one out. And the other one, the answer was like, same panic, different disco.
Yeah, I like that.
I thought that was great. But yeah, hopefully you guys have been...
Panorama? I just love all the different,
fake words for it.
Words for pandemic.
During a panini? Really? In this Panda Express? Yeah. There's some great ones out there on TikTok. TikTok is incredible for this stuff.
It is.
But yeah, hopefully everyone's doing okay. It's been a good couple weeks for some media stuff because stuff's starting to come out and stuff like that now. Obviously on streaming services and some theaters, I guess. But one thing I wanted to cover, I wanted to say, because we had Chinese New Year happened, Lunar New Year happened a couple weeks ago, and I did a little cheat day because I've been doing this diet and stuff like that. And we ordered McDonald's, and I treated myself to one of those Pokemon Happy Meals, which has been all the rage all over the place. I actually got a couple of messages on Instagram. Was like, how did you get one? I'm like, I ordered it on Uber Eats because I am lazy. And somehow it actually had the cards. Because I know that people have been... I mean, the Pokemon card market is insane right now. There are literally dozens or hundreds of channels, YouTube channels, just dedicated to opening Pokemon packages.
I mean, it's a big market right now.
Yeah. So I was surprised I got one too. But I didn't get any crazy holographics. I didn't get a Charizard or anything like that. I got a Score Bunny and a Mudkip or something like that as holographics. But the cool thing was I did get a bunch of cool basic starters. But yeah, so I got a couple of starters in the packs. So I was pretty happy about that. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, maybe I'll do just get another one just cause, but I don't know. It's starting to, I think they're about to be out of McDonald's. That's the only reason I want another one. Cause I'm like, let me give one more try and see what else we get. But it's all good. Anyway, a couple of trailers came out this week. A couple of cool ones. One of them was, obviously Disney has been putting out these live action movies and kind of delving into the villain characters that they have, the Disney villains and stuff like that. But yeah, the Cruella trailer came out. And what did you think of it when you saw it? Are you just kind of like, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. It was... I think what threw me off was the whole, her walking in and setting her dress on fire.
Yeah, I think that's... Because I'm like, too, yeah.
She's not magic. There's never been any, she's just a lady. She's just a fucking, evil poacher lady. I mean, she's, I understand, it's a whole fashion thing where, she was obviously, I get, she was at, a black and white party and she came in a red dress. And that was the big deal. But I'm just like, what? it doesn't even, you can't even do that. Like what? like if Maleficent came in and did that, I'd be like, okay, yeah, Maleficent can do that because she has magic. But Cruella de Vil is not a magician. Like it
Maybe
was just,
she learned sleight of hand like Jimmy Woo.
it's not sleight of hand though. It's like
you lit yourself on.
fucking lighting your fucking dress on fire, and somehow it's just like. I don't know.
She's doing what?
It didn't make any sense. I just didn't like that. I was like, it'd be fine if she like came in and like, took it off and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, that was a little bit too
it was just
weird.
It was just weird to me. I'm just like, what the fuck? She doesn't have magic powers. Like, this is dumb. So that kind of took me out of it. The rest of it was fine.
Yeah.
It's weird because like I was watching I watch Andre, who goes by the Black Nerd, on like YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. I like watching his reviews of stuff. Like I watched his review of the newest WandaVision, and that was fun watching his takes on it. And he was talking about it, and he was the first person I saw that was like saying that it's supposed to be set in the 70s.
Oh.
But like literally every car in the trailer looks like it's from the 20s.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like I get that
it's
her
a style thing.
Well, I get that like her car. Well, and that's the thing too, is I'm like, why is it set in the 70s if like I thought the original like was set in like the 20s or 30s or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me either. So I'm like, what? It's in the 70s, but I guess it's in the 70s. Because I guess they're because then I was looking at it more of like the other people's styles, and I was like, oh, I guess this is kind of more like 70s fashion, but like, I don't know. Because I get that her car has always been that like long, like kind of 20s era looking like, I don't even know what kind of car it is, but it's just like the really long, like luxurious looking car.
Yeah.
But it was fine. I don't know. It seems interesting.
I think my first
it seems
thought,
fun, but I don't know. I'm just like, well, I mean, obviously, like, everybody's been saying it's basically like a Harley Quinn trailer.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of funny. It's like, okay, it's Disney's version or their way of doing a Harley Quinn movie, which I'm kind of okay with. See what they come up with for her. Mm-hmm. But I do think the funny argument is like, that she like takes these dogs' fur and wants them turn them into a coat. How are you supposed to make that into an anti-hero or like even like a hero of a story, like she's the main person? But I'm like, I don't know if they're going to do that really. I don't know.
I can't really tell from anything
what they're trying to do,
how they're trying to make her like. I mean, it seems like they are just showing how evil she is for the most part.
Yeah. Maybe bad things happen to her, but she's still she's a pretty evil character.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just weird. And I like that Emma Thompson's in it.
Yeah.
I like her. So like that's mainly where I'm like, I'll watch it for her. I like her a lot. I mean, I like Emma Stone too, but I don't know. I always think it's weird because like obviously it makes more sense that Emma Thompson's in it than Emma Stone, because Emma Stone's not actually British. That always makes me kind of feel weird when they. I mean, at least she does a pretty good English accent, but I don't know. I'm always like, well, can't you just get a British person to do it? It's not that hard. Anyway, it's like the costumes look cool and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, I think, our cosplay friends have all been very, very excited because it's like, okay, here's another project to work on, another look to work on, and a ton of people have already started working on those things, and that's cool. And that's what happens with a lot of these movies, is that the costuming is like so grandiose that it makes for good cosplay. So I'm excited for that. Excited to see how people create out of this movie. Mm-hmm. Another one was obviously the Mortal Kombat trailer came out. Mm-hmm. Finally making an R-rated Mortal Kombat. I still to this day still like the original one. Like, I know it's goofy and like it's not
I
what.
don't even think I've seen the
No?
original one.
I mean,
I've
you
seen
know
the
the
Street
music.
Fighter movie.
Yeah.
I've seen parts of the Street Fighter movie, but
Well, I will say you would be able to handle the first one because it was not gory at all.
oh, okay.
it's very campy. They definitely did not make that the way that they would make it now. Obviously, since they're doing it now, how gory the game was or whatever. But yeah, I thought the trailer was fine. It was, it's everything you expect out of a R-rated version of the movie, and what people are expecting out of a Mortal Kombat movie in there. It looks like it could be fun. I don't know what the story, because the first movie, the story was fine, and everything. I don't really care about the story so much. I think people just want to see the fights and see their characters be badass, which is what this should be about. Really, the story just needs to be loosely followable. And all the characters look really cool. They show how Jax gets his robot arms in the trailer. But yeah, it's not a movie for you, I'll tell you that.
No, I mean, I've never been. My fighting game of choice was always Street Fighter for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Mortal Kombat here and there, but mainly maybe the first iteration of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I played in the arcades and stuff, but obviously gore is not my thing. I hate it with a fiery passion. I hate it. So I can't even I remember trying to watch even just the trailer for the new game, and I couldn't even do that. I was like, nope, this is awful. This is terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty
and
bad.
I watched the trailer for this too, and I was just like, yeah, no, I hate this. I don't want anything to do with it. So more power to you if you want to see it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think generally Mortal Kombat fans just they want this sort of violence, and that's what the game is about. So I think that's
more power to you.
It's working for them. The other trailer that came out was Justice League. The Zack Snyder version finally dropped their the full trailer. It looks interesting. A lot of new footage. I will continue to say I am intrigued by it, but I'm not excited by it. I think that's I think there's a balance in between of, okay, I can see where this is interesting because it's finally getting to see what Zack Snyder's version of the movie was going to be. Whether or not you agree with that is a whole nother issue, a whole other issue. But it was it's fine. I thought the imagery was really cool. I think he's gonna at least we're gonna get to see more of the Flash backstory, which was cool. A little bit more Cyborg, which I think is cool. And I do like seeing black suit Superman. I don't know why. I thought that imagery is really, really fun. But we'll see how it goes. What did you think? Did you like that trailer, or did you? Yeah. Or you just kind of
I mean, I like.
Oh, yeah, you're DC all the way. Yeah.
Yeah, there really haven't been many DC movies that I was like, oh, this is terrible. I mean, I still haven't seen Aquaman just because I just wasn't interested. I'm not that he's just not a character I'm interested in. I'm sure I probably would have enjoyed the movie to some extent, but
Aquaman is a ride. It's
yeah.
We'll have to watch it because it's on HBO Max, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But it is I felt like I shouldn't like the movie. I remember us talking about the movie during the podcast, and I didn't have a lot of good things to say about it. But I remember coming out of the movie being like, that was fun.
Yeah. But I liked the original Justice League movie. I had to sit in a car with 5 people that hated it, so that was fun and kind of ruined it for me on the way home from watching it. But yeah, I liked it. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I don't know, I'm pretty excited to see a different take on it. I could totally do without Jared Leto at all because I fucking hate him. But whatever, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I don't like him, but I don't really know what he's gonna offer to that.
I feel like it's gonna be a small part of that movie. I don't think he's because I don't think with that movie narrative. I mean, they are extending it. It's gonna be a four 1 hour long episodes of Justice League basically. So there might be an arc with him for one episode, but I doubt that Joker is going to be in the movie the entire way through.
Yeah.
Like just the way that it even
no,
looks, I think it's
so.
like during the nightmare sequences and all that type of stuff, like that alternate universe that Batman's in his vision. I think that's the only reason that it's even in there.
But like other than that, like yeah, like everything looked like I'm like, yeah, give me more Wonder Woman, give me more Superman, give me more Batman, give me all of it. I will take it. Thank you.
Give me a surprise Green Lantern too. That'd be great.
That would be pretty awesome.
In other DC news as well, they are making a Supergirl movie, and they just
they're making a Flash movie.
Oh, Flash movie that
she
Supergirl's
is
in,
it,
yeah. And it is Sasha Calle, I believe her name is, and she most famous for a soap opera she's in. I can't remember the name of the soap opera, but
was it not? I thought it was Young and the Restless.
Yes, I think you're right. Young
Okay.
and the Restless. But yeah, so she is going to be Supergirl in the Flash movie, which is really, really cool. I'm very intrigued by the Flash movie because obviously they're doing, I think, Flashpoint, which is an insane storyline, time travel storyline for the Flash. But yeah, that's super cool representation. I just actually watched it today because I know people have been spreading it around, but the clip of her actually finding out that she was cast is super cute. Because I think the director tells her, or producer, I can't remember who was on the call, but tells her, and she's like, can I just have a second to like freak out? Because she just like, I don't know who she's talking to off screen, but she's like, I got the job, and she's just waving her arms. I'm like, oh, that's absolutely how I would feel about that. Getting to see, because he like showed her the suit and stuff like that, and she was super excited.
Nice.
But in gaming news, this is the thing that Rachel has been super excited about, been waiting for a while. Little Nightmares 2 finally came out on consoles. We haven't gotten to play it because I don't know that Rachel loves the game.
I love it.
Loves watching the game. I don't know. She doesn't know that you just don't know if you could play it really. Just because of the imagery.
Well, like not really just that. It's just I don't think I'd be any good at it because it's a lot of like the puzzle stuff. I feel like I could get, but there's a lot of like stealth stuff that you have to do. That I'm just not really good at that kind of stuff because it's a lot of like timing things out and like having to like hit something to distract the monster that's chasing you and then having to hide from it and then like maneuvering around and stuff like that, and like a lot of like running and like sometimes like being chased by something and having to dodge all this shit, and I'm just not really it's not my jam. If it was just puzzles, like yeah, I would be totally into it, but I don't think like that's just not how it is. But I loved the first game mainly. Like I like the game because like it's my kind of horror because I'm not really into horror very much. As you all well know if you listen to this podcast. But I do like suspenseful type horror stuff, and like where it's like there's no gore in it whatsoever. I mean, unless you count like there's a kind of like body horror type monster that follows you at some point. That's kind of, I guess you could call it gory. But really there's no gore in it.
It's more just like
at
terrifying
all. It's just,
design.
It's just scary. Yeah. It's just like very dark. And all like, there's a bunch of different creatures, monster, like mainly it's like horrific depictions of adults.
Yeah.
With very creepy like aesthetics, and a lot of them are like basically monsters because some of them have long arms, some of them have long necks, some of them like are just uber creepy, some of them hang from the ceiling and are like super fast and stuff like that. And I think it's because like I was intrigued by it. I think I watched Jack play the first time.
Yeah.
And
Jacksepticeye.
Yes. And I got obsessed by the the final boss, which is the lady.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that fight, like, and just everything about that I thought was just so brilliantly done. Because, like, basically, like, I guess this is spoilers if you ever want to play Little Nightmares, but throughout the whole game, pretty much every creature that, or every, like, yeah, I guess they're called, I guess you can call them creatures, but, like, yeah,
Every boss.
every
yeah.
boss that you're trying to fight, for the most part, usually you have to, like, break something or make some kind of noise to draw them toward you, and then hide and then run around them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they literally every single thing throughout the whole game it's like something will hear you and come after you immediately. So so you're always just prepared to, like, run or hide or whatever. And that the last boss, like, you actually, like, have to walk by her, around her, and somehow she never looks at you because she's staring at herself in the mirror brushing her hair. And you have to, like, you go into the next room, and you the only thing in there to do is to break this vase to get a key out. And you do it, and then, like, you know, pretty much everyone I've ever seen play it, they break it and they immediately hide under the bed. But then they just sit there because she never comes. And, like, I just thought that was, like, fucking brilliant. And then, like, because then, so you sit there for a while, obviously, she doesn't come in the room. So then you're like, okay, where is she? You go back into the room that you just were in, where she was at the mirror, and she's gone. You go to the next room, and there's a big cabinet that's, like, about her size. It's very tall and thin. And you walk by that, and you're like, oh, God, is she going to come out? Nope, she didn't come out of there either. And then you go down the hall, she's not there. And you keep going, and so you have this key, and you're like, okay. And so you finally, like, you turn the key in the door, you open the door, and then, like, as soon, like, pretty much, like, you get halfway through the room, and the door closes, and then she's behind you. And then it starts the thing. But, like, I just thought that was, like, the most brilliant fake out and, like, just immediate, like terror and, like...
Yeah.
Like, it was so, like, I was like, holy shit, that is so scary. And then just, like, her boss fight is one of the scariest fights because, like, you literally, like you keep seeing her kind of appear behind you, but then she vanishes. And then in the fight, you have to try to, like, you basically have, like, she can't look at herself in the mirror. That's, like, her weakness. So, so you have to, like, so you hold this mirror up to her, but, like, you never know which direction she's going to come from. So you kind of, like, I've seen, like, people who, like, speedrun it, and they literally are just running in circles with the thing. Because you never know, so it's just, like, wherever she is, you just automatically go. So, yeah, and that's why I loved the first one. And I was kind of upset because, when, like, I think they really only had one trailer for it.
Yeah.
There might have been a teaser at some point, but they did a trailer for it. And it kind of shows you a little bit of each boss. And then the very, very, very end of the trailer, they show the television, which now I kind of, like, I want to go back and look at it again because now I'm wondering if the image I was pretty sure the image they show at the very, like, literally, like, the last second, they show, like, there's a silhouette in the TV. And I thought it was the lady. I was almost positive it was the lady. And so I was like, oh, fuck, the lady's coming back. Now I'm wondering if it was the Thin Man. And I just was hoping it was the lady, so I thought it was the lady. But I'll have to go back and look. But mainly, like, I was pretty sure it was, like, the outline of the lady with, like, her bun and everything. So I was all excited that she was gonna be in this. Which now that, like, it's kind of come out that originally they kind of made it seem like it was a sequel, but it actually is a prequel to the first
Spoilers.
one. Or yeah.
It's fine.
Kind of is spoilers, but, like, yeah. But yeah, so it's technically a prequel. So it would have made sense for them to have her in it again. And honestly, it wouldn't have made sense, which I guess, yeah, it kind of makes sense too. It's like, it wouldn't have made sense for them to have her in a sequel because she's dead.
Yeah.
So it is. So I was like excited that like there was a possibility that they might show her again, but they didn't. But the story was so well done and interesting, and the new villain, like the final boss villain that they introduced, was
it's so cool.
So cool, so well done, so creepy.
I'll say all the puzzles in the new game are super well done. There obviously we watched a bunch of people play it.
Yeah.
And everyone has a different style of how they play certain games.
Yeah.
And if you've played, especially players that have played in Little Nightmares, the first one, and then played Little Nightmares 2, they kind of understand what the game is going to throw at them. I like watching people who have never played it too and try to see if they can figure it out. And most of them can.
Yeah.
Pretty well. Which I'm like, okay, that's really cool. It's a good game design because there's insanely minimal prompting.
Yeah.
Like it'll help you out. They gave you
like literally no prompting in the first one, and so that's why now, like, I'm assuming there was a lot of people that were like, why didn't you fucking tell me what the control was? Because I sat there forever and I didn't know how to crouch. So they've added it now to where, like, they give you like a minute, but then they will, at the bottom of the screen, it says hold Y to do
do this or whatever.
Because people got really frustrated with that. But like, I do enjoy the games like Inside, which is funny because like I really feel like Tarsier Studios and I forget who made Inside.
I'll look it up.
And Limbo, but I honestly think that because the beginning of Little Nightmares 2 is almost exactly like the beginning of Inside, because you start in a forest.
Yeah.
Kind of running, and
developer was Playdead.
Yes, Playdead Studios. I really do think that Tarsier like was like trying to give some kind of homage, and I won't spoil it, but there's a thing that you encounter within like the first 5 minutes of the game that I'm like, oh, that has to be a reference to Inside. It's too similar. But I kind of like that they did that because it is
it's
like,
fun. They're similar styled games.
Yeah, and I do think that a lot of indie games kind of like they feed off the creativity of the other one, and so I have a feeling they probably played it and were like, oh, that's fucking awesome. I want to do something kind of like that. Because a lot of the imagery is very similar to Inside, with like the buildings and the perspective and stuff like that. But I was really blown away by the graphics and the art style, and like just like almost like the cinematography.
Yes,
of it.
Absolutely.
Because like the way that like the camera follows you a little bit in the first one, but in this one it really, like, once you get to a certain point, sometimes it really like turns and rotates the perspective, and then sometimes like if you're going underneath, like if you're going into a smaller space now, it tilts up so you can really see how small you are in compared to the world around you.
Uh-huh.
I really like that. So yeah, like there's so many like picture snaps of that game that I'm just like, oh, I love that. So definitely check it out if you're into that at all.
It's a fun. I mean, if I can explain it in a couple words, it's like it's a platformer puzzle game, a puzzle platformer with horror elements to it. It's not straight up like jump scare horror.
No.
It's like atmospheric horror. And obviously some like we said, the designs are a little bit scary for some of the villains, so like it's body horror slightly, but it's not like, oh my god, what the like, I mean, it is kind of that way, but it's not always like.
There's one character that like they show her in the trailer, but I don't think they show what she does. Yeah. And like I was like, oh my fucking god, that is so scary. I mean, pretty much everyone who played it was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think everybody says that one is the scariest of the villains
the new ones
in the new game. Yeah, that one.
Well, and something I didn't realize either is, or I guess I didn't pay attention to it, is that she never blinks.
Oh yeah.
Like her eyes are just always open. That's really, really creepy. But yeah, so yeah, it's
And if you don't, if you haven't played or don't play those types of games, we would recommend. There are a couple of people that we watched play it. Dan TDM played it on YouTube. I believe Corey Kenshin, Corey X Kenshin, I think his name is. He's just really funny.
Yeah, it's funny to watch his reactions. I watched the first run of it. I watched the Gaming Beaver.
Yeah.
Because, well, he was like one of the first people to actually have it, who played it like all the way through. And I was like, I can't wait. Like, I wanted to wait for Jack to play it, but I kind of was like, no. But partly the reason I watched him play it is because he's actually like one of the only people that have done like really extensive theories into the first game.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I started following him because of the theories that he used to do on that. So I was like, this will be cool watching him play it because he'll have some insights and stuff into it. And so like it was fun watching him kind of theorize as he went along and stuff like that. But Jacksepticeye is playing it. Supposedly he will start it tomorrow. So
tomorrow, which means the day that this podcast is releasing.
Yes. So today, if you want to go watch it, it'll be on his channel.
Yeah, and Jack is amazing. We love watching Jack, and I'm so glad he's back.
Oh my god. Yeah. So happy for him. Like, very sad couple weeks for him, but I'm glad that he's doing better now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, our condolences out to you, Jacksepticeye, if he ever hears this. But yeah, no, I definitely really love the game. I've been watching this Twitch streamer that I follow, who's super good dude, Sonicat. He's been playing it too, and he's never played the other ones, so it's fun to see how people who have never played it figure out the puzzles, like I said before. Like, because sometimes it's not super like laid out for you, but you get enough time to figure out where to go, and it gives you just enough clues so you're not like completely frustrated and then don't do it again. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. The only other thing I was going to mention gaming wise was that we played this game called Luna the Shadow Dust, which was a super cute puzzle game. It's literally just a point and click puzzle game, no dialogue, all hand drawn animation, which was beautiful. Does a lot of that atmospheric stuff too. Has a couple cutscenes that are beautiful. There was only one puzzle that we got kind of frustrated by, solely because I don't think I was paying attention enough to have known the solution to it by the end of it. So there may be one section of it that you may need a walkthrough for, but Luna the Shadow Dust. And you get there's this little cute little cat dog character that I love, and I want a plush of it like right now. So I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, you can check that out on our Twitch channel. I think the video's still up. I might cut it up and put it on the YouTube channel at some point because it was kind of fun. But anyway, that's pretty much it for gaming. Anything else? There was a bunch of Nintendo Direct stuff. I'm actually super excited about Mario Golf. To be honest with you, I think that looks really fun, especially the rush mode, because it's similar to that like a Golf It game that's on Steam that we've seen like Markiplier and Bob and them play, because everybody's golfing at the same time, and you kind of get you can mess each other up. It's like Mario Kart for golf. So I'm excited for that. And Square Enix is coming out with another RPG game that looked cool. Anyway, that's pretty much it. And I'm waiting for Pokemon Snap to come out.
And Animal Crossing is gonna have Mario shit in it.
God,
and I'm really excited for that.
We're already like starting to figure out how to move things on our island so that we can accommodate Mario stuff.
Well, it's been mainly because like, I mean, unless you play Animal Crossing, you won't relate to this. But, like, pretty much on our island, like we have like. If you want to call them subdivisions, we have like three subdivisions of neighborhoods, which is fine. Like it's I kind of like it, but for a while now we've been wanting to have like all of our villagers in like one neighborhood, if you will. And so I'm finally like, let's do this. So it's something I'm gonna start very slowly doing. Is we're taking one part out of our left side of our island to make room for moving all the houses.
I mean, Animal Crossing at some point does feel like it's like chores the game, but it is.
But
it is
I
super
like
cute.
that.
It's
I don't
great.
know why I like it, but I like it.
Yeah. It's low stakes. It's great. I like it.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm not saying that is a bad thing. Sometimes chores just have to be done. You know?
But I'm excited. I'm excited because of the warp pipe thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because like, I mean, there's a lot of like they're gonna have like bricks with like the fire flower on them, with the star on them. They're gonna have like coins that will just like be on your island somewhere that will like keep reappearing.
Thwomps.
Thwomps,
which I'm super excited about.
They're gonna have like they're gonna have like Peach's costume, Mario's costume, Luigi's costume, Mario's costume, and like the flag where you can jump on it and it'll change.
Yep.
But the warp pipe thing is awesome because you can put one pipe somewhere on your island and one pipe in another place, and you can actually transport through it. And I was like, that's fucking awesome. It's like fucking quick travel. Like, it's amazing. So I think like we were kind of discussing it, and I almost think like we were thinking of like our houses were kind of next to each other, and then I moved my house like up onto a hill. But now I'm like kind of over it, and so we're thinking of like putting our houses next to each other again, and I think it'd be great to have the pipe like right next to our house and then have the other one like by Nook's Cranny or something.
That'd be cool, yeah.
So that we don't have to run all the way
Run
down.
down, yeah.
Because if we're moving it up to the top left hill, that's really far away from town. So
we like to live the rural life in Animal Crossing. But yeah,
away from everything.
a lot of really cool stuff coming to those games, and it's cool that they're keeping it so fresh because we're coming up on the year mark of that game coming out, which is strange.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, like they just keep coming out with little things to keep you interested if you like that type of game. So, yeah, really really cool. Moving to the big topic of the week, of the last 2 weeks, and the last couple weeks. WandaVision. We covered episodes 1 through 5, so now we're on episodes 6 and 7 that just came out, and these have probably been the most impactful. Especially 7 has been the most impactful episode so far. And I think you said you think 7 might be your favorite episode.
Oh, it is.
Of the of the season so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
you
so.
Get the origin of fucking.
Yeah. No, okay, just so everybody knows, spoilers.
I mean.
I know. If you're even listening to this episode, you should know already. Yeah. But spoilers from here on out. For WandaVision. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Come back. We're covering episodes 6 and 7. Okay. Go ahead. The origins of
Captain Marvel 2.0, I guess.
Yeah.
Or they still haven't said what they're gonna call her.
Yeah, it's
probably
Monica
Spectrum.
Rambeau,
Because,
Captain Marvel. Yeah.
A lot of people are saying it's Spectrum because that's like her more recent name, I guess.
Yeah, one of the more recent names, and they already showed that she was named Photon at one point. Monica Rambeau was, but they already showed a picture of her mother, Maria Rambeau, as Photon, so it doesn't look like she'll just take on her mom's mantle, unless, I mean, maybe she does, but Spectrum is one of her more recent names. It looks a little bit more sense.
It's like she would be Captain Marvel, but we still have Captain Marvel, so she's gonna be something else. But yeah, so it basically showed her fucking origin, which was dope. I was like, that's so cool. I love it. Yeah, there's just a lot happening in that show right now, and we're finally getting to like the apex of whatever this story is that they're trying to tell. And as everyone suspected, Agnes is actually Agatha Harkness, which even like I was watching Andre, and he's like it was like it had to be because it's like Agatha Harkness, Agnes, like it's, it's like, come on.
They kind of threw it in your face a little bit.
And the brooch thing, like everyone, as soon as they saw the brooch, they're like, that's her character wears a brooch. And then like, but I just love that they doubled down on it when they actually like revealed her, and where she's like holding the bunny, like she holds the cat. And stuff. And I was like,
oh, it's
so
great.
cool.
It's an incredible image.
And I love the Munster style theme
People
song.
are
And
absolutely
it was
crazy
great.
about that theme song. People are absolutely going ham about the theme song. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah,
but yeah.
it has. Well, even Andre, he said he's like, I listened to it 10 times. But he said that he's he kept harping on the fact that it has the same dun 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 of the Munsters theme song.
Yeah.
So it's very it's kind of I forget what the genre is called. They kind of hit on it a little bit in That Thing You Do, but it's
Okay, yeah.
kind of surf rock kind of rockabilly-ish kind of sound.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something you don't hear much anymore, so it is a really cool nod to that. But yeah, so again, kind of cheesy, but also I just really like Catherine Hahn, so it was fun watching her get to be
no matter what she's
evil.
been doing, no matter what she's been doing in these seasons, I'm just she is just so brightly fun in this series.
Yeah.
Even as cheesy as it was in the beginning, it was okay, if this was a show that we were watching, if this really was a show that came out in this era, Catherine Hahn fits perfectly in every single genre. And somebody else, I can't remember who it was, Alex from our friends over at Longbox / Film Alchemist, but it's the WandaVision creators were yeah, the theory, the biggest theory that we needed to prove in this season was that Catherine Hahn is the thing that makes every sitcom better.
Yeah,
she's really the ingredient. But yeah, I think great. The reveal was great. And
now she's been 2 Marvel villains officially.
Oh yeah, what was she again?
She was Doc Ock.
Oh yes,
Spider-Verse.
she was. Yeah, no, that's great. But obviously the big thing that I noticed that somebody pointed out on TikTok, like I said, there's been a bunch of obviously tons of theories going around about the show, tons of stuff that's being pointed out. Nerdist has videos every week about the episodes, tons of fan theories here and there. But the one I liked the most was the subtlety. I just love the subtlety of the editing of this show. So the thing I thought was crazy about episode 7 was that, there's been this clear delineation of okay, real life stuff that's going on outside of the hex is all letterboxed. That's when you see the black bars on the top and the bottom. And when you're inside of Wanda's show, it's all full screen. Everything, you fill out your entire TV. But as you go into Agnes's basement or Agatha's basement, you see it slowly letterbox. You almost don't even notice it because of how dark it is down underneath in the basement. But all of a sudden you're in letterbox, so you're back in real life in Agatha's basement. So yeah, crazy thing to have happen. I'm super excited. Were you kind of disappointed we didn't see anybody because I know people were, the astrophysicist that has been dropped the hint or whatever.
Everyone says that they think it's a fake out.
Yeah.
Because, they've been hinting at this astrophysicist, which everyone thinks is Reed Richards.
Yeah. Which
or
possibly Riri Williams, possibly.
Or possibly Doom.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be either one of those.
But then they ended up just, having it be this, random military woman. But again, people think that she might still have been referring to whoever it is. Yeah. So people are still kind of holding out hope that they could be bringing in Fantastic Four as well as X-Men, which would be fucking insane, and awesome. So I'm still holding out hope that maybe they will. But I'm just intrigued. I'm interested to see. If because this is really setting up Mephisto to be in this, especially with the book and all the demonic shit that's in her basement. It could just be, she's a witch, so that could just be all of her stuff. But I'm interested to, and I'm also interested with what they're gonna do with Pietro, if it really is him from the other universe, if it's something she just conjured, if it is Mephisto in disguise, they really you really have no idea. That she had some kind of manipulation within him. but yeah, like, and I'm still like, and I still am interested. Like, I guess there's just a lot of questions, and I'm sure they will answer them. But like,
Yeah.
I'm interested to know, like, I'm assuming like Agatha just kind of like, joined in on this like when it started happening, but like, I'm just interested to know like if she had a hand in her in Wanda like creating this reality,
Yeah.
or if she came into it after it already been happening and tried to befriend her. I don't really. That's the part that I'm shady on.
Yeah,
is,
I
like,
think the biggest clue for me is the Nexus commercial and what we found out about Nexus
Yeah.
after the episode, because I knew, I was like, I know that's a hint about something. I don't know if it's an organization or something like that, but after reading the Nexus commercial is that, Wanda, Scarlet Witch in the Marvel Universe is a Nexus being, which is like a character that anchors realities in different things. And the Nexus can also refer to the actual place where every reality meets. So I feel like that's the biggest clue as to why Wanda came to Westview, maybe unconsciously. And that might be the way why it plays into Agatha. Agatha probably was already there. The way that her house looks or whatever, it looks like that's been there.
yeah,
So Agatha probably has already been operating out of the Nexus area in Westview. And then for whatever reason, when Scarlet Witch decided to take Vision out of Sword, she maybe is drawn to this because that's matches her energy signature or whatever. And that's why she's there.
yeah,
Now the question I guess now is like, okay, is Agatha trying to, like, obviously she's now inside of Scarlet Witch's head because you see that little scene where she uses her powers directly on Scarlet Witch. So is she drawing her in so that she can get more power within the Nexus? Or is it that she needed to draw her in to use Scarlet Witch's Nexus powers to futz with reality or whatever it is?
Yeah.
So I think that's our biggest clue as to what might be going on. But yeah, like I said, it could go, like you said, it could go either way. And obviously there's another caveat of like, hey, is Agatha working with somebody else too to make this happen? Which is it's strange to see Pietro be part of that. To see whether that's like because she's still controlling him or whether that is another character. I'm pretty amped about what's coming up.
Yeah, I mean, it really just like, it was the crescendo that this thing needed to get you to come along for the ride of the last, like, what, 2 episodes?
Yeah.
That are left, or 3?
Yeah, it's 2 episodes. Yeah, that was episode 7. So we have
2
8
more.
and 9. So obviously, I have a feeling. My prediction is that, and maybe I'm going to be wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of things this season.
I have literally no idea.
I'm hoping. Okay, this is more so what I'm going to go with. I'm not going to say a prediction, but I'm hoping that Doctor Strange shows up at the end of episode 8, and then he's in all of episode 9.
I hope so. Yeah.
I think that. That would make the most sense to me, but whether or not that's the case, I don't know. I'm also intrigued by, like, seeing what Darcy's role in this. I loved seeing Darcy be inside of the thing, inside of the hex. I was trying to remember the word. But I think she's been fantastic, and having her, I think the Nerdist video pointed out, like, having her being like the surrogate for us, trying to explain to Vision what's going on because she's been watching it like we have. I thought that was very intriguing.
Yeah.
And what is Vision going to be doing for all of this? Because he has a skewed view of what is going on. He thinks that Scarlet Witch is doing this and hurting people or whatever. So what will he do when he finds out that she's being manipulated?
Yeah.
Or will he find out that she's being manipulated? Hopefully it doesn't. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't end badly for him again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because
I mean, yeah, it's not I mean, they're
it's not beyond the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's cool that they're tying in so many things from the books, like the Operation Cataract stuff with Vision, them experimenting on him. To what end? I don't know what they were trying to do, whether they were going to try to build stuff. I know that the guy from Nerdist is all about like them trying to build Sentinels.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure they're going to go that route, but...
And I'm like, well, that's the thing is, I'm like, they haven't even introduced the X-Men yet. How are they going to do Sentinels already?
They haven't shown mutants, so like, why Sentinels? Because like, if you're talking about Sentinels in that respect in this type of universe, Iron Man already did that. He made the Iron Legion.
Yeah.
So why would Sword want to make another version of that?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know. I don't know. Everyone has their theories.
Yeah.
What are you... I mean, what were your favorite... I mean, I think your favorite moment was Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
In this
I
last
think that probably
couple
was.
episodes.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think what my favorite moment from like episode 6 was. And I can't really... I really loved the Modern Family format. Mm-hmm. Because obviously we're big fans of The Office. Mm-hmm. We didn't really watch Modern Family. Every time I watch Modern Family, I laugh. But I didn't watch it heavily.
Yeah.
But like that talking head format, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that worked really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so interesting. Anything else you wanted to bring up besides that? Because I think I'm trying to remember if there was anything else that we like saw and was like super amped about.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know like where the kids are or what she's done with the kids. Like that's a big deal. Because like they kind of it's known pretty well that like that's a turning point for Wanda when she realizes that she's just manifested these children, that they're not real.
Yeah.
And that kind of drives her crazy and causes a lot of shit. So wondering if that's coming into play soon.
Yeah.
Where like either Agatha's gonna show her that they're not real, or she's already gotten rid of them, or I don't know. But yeah, but like that was
She already got rid of Sparky.
Yeah, she did. But like, and it's weird because like I guess I kind of like either I wasn't paying attention or like, yeah, I think mainly I just don't think I was paying attention, but I just didn't remember that. I forget what's the kid who has the Scarlet Witch like powers.
Wiccan. Yeah, I can't remember his name. which of the two names it is, but yeah, it's Wiccan. The kid who's always in red, red and blue.
Yeah, I guess I just missed when he said to Agatha like, "You're really quiet, like I can't hear your thoughts," kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's when she kind of goes like, "Okay," like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I missed that part where that happened. So like that's why I'm like wondering if she's kind of like, okay, well they're getting too strong, so I need to get rid of them now, or whatever. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see.
And are we gonna see more of Spectrum or Monica Rambeau's powers like in full force? I'm actually really excited to see that.
Yeah.
See how she adds to the equation.
Yeah, because it seems like, I mean, she's obviously, like, she's already learned how to, like, at least kind of combat Wanda's powers or, like, stay them off a little bit. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like, yeah, like, what all she can do and, like, in the future episodes and stuff like that, because I have a feeling like they were kind of hinting at there might be a fight between her and Pietro, which would be kind of dope.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, I literally have no idea.
Yeah.
About any of it, because like everything I've thought like has changed throughout. So yeah, I don't know what to expect, but we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I wish I didn't have to wait another week.
I know that's the only thing about these series is like, okay, they are really the slow burn.
I'm definitely a binger because I have very addictive personality. So yeah, it's really hard for me to wait for this shit. I'm just like, oh, I want it now. Like the other weeks I've been fine like waiting till the next morning, but I may have to like stay up till midnight to watch this week because yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a different thing. I mean, and Disney has their priorities. I'm obviously thinking that they want you to do week to week so that you keep your subscription.
Yeah,
because the thing with like Netflix is like, okay, they'll dump everything on you and that's satisfying. But there is something to this, like staying in the conversation with like your fellow nerd or whatever it is. I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
But it is frustrating in some respects. It's like, I just want to know what's going to happen. I want to know what parts of the comic they're throwing in, what other pieces they're going to throw at us, how this thing is going to resolve. And that's the fun of television, I think. But yeah, so... hopefully let us know what you guys think. What do you think about episode 7? What do you think of all this stuff? I think it's crazy that they showed the book of black magic in there in Agatha's house. Oh man, there's gonna be a lot of weird shit happening in this. Like literally, like once we started seeing her go down in the basement, we're like, oh god, this is a horror movie now.
Yeah.
Like I am not prepared.
I was like, what is happening?
Which I think was going to set us up really well for Doctor Strange once that comes out. There's going to be some weird shit happening.
Yeah.
Everybody get ready to see some weird shit, as Star-Lord would say. But anyway, hopefully you guys have a great week. Stay safe during this time. We are trying to do so as well. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Anything else for you, Rachel? Anything you want to tell the peoples?
Nope.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, hopefully you guys have a great time. We'll catch you soon. Enjoy the last 2 episodes of WandaVision. I'm assuming we'll probably not do another episode till we've been doing about every 2 weeks. So we might do it after the finale and have a full chat about it. And then right after that, freaking Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to start in the middle of March. So I am super amped.
When does Loki come out?
Loki's summertime or October. I don't remember when exactly. I think Loki might be July.
I'm way more excited for that, but
yeah. But I mean, Falcon the Winter Soldier is definitely more my style. But you get to stare at Sebastian Stan every week, so it's a trade-off. All right, you guys have a good week. We'll talk to you guys soon. Go forth and be nerdly. Bye, guys.
bye.
Hey everyone, if you like this episode or any of the episodes that we've had, please do us a favor and go on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher and write us a review and just subscribe to us on any of the platforms that you have. You can follow us on our social media at The Nerdlies, pretty much everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and what's the words? Instagram, YouTube. Rachel's social media is
Lady Raygun, LadyRaegun.
Yeah, on Twitter, Instagram, and she has a Patreon account.
Yes.
That we are still shooting stuff for. But yeah, come follow us and do all the things. We'll see you soon. And thank you so much for supporting the show.
Thank you.
Bye. Go forth and be nerdy.
Who are we? Don't be sure you ever heard you see. It will be in your eardrum like an infectious beat. We complete. They like when the short and long hear me. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdy. Who are we? Don't be sure you ever heard you see. It will be in your eardrum like an infectious beat. We complete. They like when the short and long hear me. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdlies.